Hey guys, it's Last Sun. Welcome back to TEW9 Dev Journal. Today's day 11, and today we're going to cover relationships. The relationship system has been overhauled to make it deeper and more realistic. Instead of each relationship being limited to a single type, each is now divided into four parts. You're going to have a family relationship, which can be none, sibling, parent, cousin, grandparent, aunt or uncle, or just a distant relative. Personal relationship. This can be none, mutual respect, friendship, deep friendship, like family, strong dislike, open hostility, hatred, or mutual loathing. You can have a romantic relationship. This can be none, dating, engaged, married, broken up, permanent split, or divorced. And then mentor and protege, it can be either yes or no. So the new system thus allows more complex dynamics as you can have a multifaceted relationship. The game calculates whether a relationship is positive or negative based upon different factors. They're all weighed in different ways and can also focus on one specific element if the context makes that more appropriate. So, on top of those changes, relationships are now deeper in the way they evolve. These are hidden values behind the scenes that keep track of the interactions between the two people, and if it is these that govern whether a relationship changes or not. So, for example, two people with a mutual respect personal relationship might have several positive backstage encounters before they can build up enough points to trigger the move to friendship. And then the negative interactions are also obviously going to be taking away points in the meantime. Of course, there's also incidents and interactions that immediately give a lot of points and can lead to quick changes where appropriate. The system therefore means relationships can happen more naturally and organically as opposed to the old way that just tended to be all about quick changes based off one off triggers. And as usual, this can all be set via the pre pre editor or the editor, and is filled in automatically when you convert a 2020 database. The next feature is company tribute shows. By request, the tribute show feature has been expanded and now allows shows that are specifically a tribute to a company rather than just an individual. These run the same way, except they are limited to featuring wrestlers who work for the company in question for at least 6 months at some point during their career. These can occur naturally during gameplay or can be preset via the editor. Now you're going to have cash talent trades. Apparently, the ability to offer cash incentives during talent trades returns to the game. This time with the new inner workings and AI upgraded to be much smarter and much more flexible than what it apparently was in the past. Owners and head bookers, the business and booking skills that each worker has have been upgraded in the way they function, and they can change over time, so giving them a more realistic feel and making them much more consistent. Additionally, as hinted in a previous entry, the user avatar now uses his character's business and booking skills rather than having a separate reputation. Then, this again just makes the avatar feel like it's much more part of the world and less a weird exception to the rules like it does, they feel that it does currently. Call up alter egos. When a worker is called up by the AI, they can now have alter egos applied to him. If the player is doing the call up, they'll be automatically asked if they want to apply any 100% chance alter egos that exist. Any less than 100% can still be applied manually, as normal. This was requested by a few people to simulate real world situations where a worker moved up from development onto a main roster and changed their gimmick name, such as the Shield, when they debuted in the WWE. Annual backup now. For additional safety, an optional annual in game backup can take place. If it's turned on, at the end of the year, a copy of the database is going to be saved into a separate folder. This means that in the rare situation where a game gets corrupted or lost, there is now an opportunity to recover at least to the start of the current year. That's a pretty cool feature. AI graduate hiring. Training facilities now have a setting so that when they are controlled by an AI company, the likelihood of each graduate being signed changes. This can either be set so they just automatically hire every graduate. It's useful if the company and training camp are somehow linked, kind of like how Chikara used to be, or just increasing the chance of it happening by different amounts. So this will give database makers a little extra control. Player controlled companies will remain how they are, with the player being able to make the decision on a case by case basis. They're going to have masked gimmick names. By request, the worker name section has been expanded to allow masked gimmick names to be included. These will work just like regular names in that they can be assigned to males, females, and or different nationality groupings that also allow the color of the mask to be optionally specified. This will tie into an addition to the free pictures section where a mask color can now be optionally be specified for each picture. If either of these are filled in, the game will match them up. So if you gave a potential masked gimmick name of Red Death and set the mask color to red, it would only be eligible to get a free picture of a masked character that's also been specified to be red. This next one I know will make a lot of people happy, which is reworked death matches. So this also shows me that they have also, I think, worked and reworked some of the products. But the deathmatch related products have been reworked so that it loses the requirement of needing a quarter of their matches to be of that type, and instead gaining a special bonus for when they do put on death matches. This brings it more in line with reality, as well as offering the user more control over how often and when they deploy death matches. So it's going to balance the injury risk with the rating gains. I think this is really cool. I think this does show that they've either at least reworked this one, or they maybe reworked parts of all the products that they just haven't mentioned yet. At least I'm hoping. A lot of people are hoping for that. But this one I know was a problem in some of the other like YouTube series that I've watched. Max Marvelous, he had a company that was a deathmatch company, and I know other people who do diaries, things like that, have wanted to have a deathmatch related company, and that quarter of the matches being a deathmatch definitely made it hard to create a company like that. So I think this will be a great change. Should make a lot of people happy. And last one for today is improved rookie generation. So the code that governs the generation of AI created rookies have been upgraded to give it more realism to their stats. In particular, the fundamental skills, your basics, your selling, your safety, tend to be much higher on average and also have a lower minimum level. So you'll rarely see anyone who's truly diabolical at the fundamentals if they went through like training. Those that get a strong opening psychology stat also automatically raise their fundamental skills to at least match that level. So this means that there'll be less rookies that will be complete deadbeats, and more of them will get to be useful members of at least the indie scene within a few years. So I think that's a good change. I think that's really cool that they have taken a look at the rookies and how they're generated and raised the stats of some of the fundamental ones. It makes sense that if you went through training, you should have at least a pretty decent, level of fundamental skills, because that would be something they would have really like, taught and like pounded into your basics, your selling, your safety. So really cool change here, and we are 12 days away from getting this beta. Excitement just builds every day. I can't wait to get my hands on the new beta. I hope you guys feel the same. If you guys like this content, please leave a like, subscribe. I've been loving the comments that have been coming in, and talking with you guys about what you think's going on, what do you think is happening. So please keep it up. And I'm Last Son. Today I also have my BCG video coming out. So hopefully some of you guys will watch that too. But this has been day 11. I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure for day 12. And have a wonderful day.